starting to hit the snow-topped mountains. It's probably about 20 degrees out. It makes you feel alive.
This week adventure, we're going back moose hunting. Part of my obsession quest was actually on the Safari Club list was to take all 4 moose, the Alaskan Yukon, the Western Canadian, the Eastern Canadian, and the Shiras. This week, my friends, we're going to Alberta for the Western Canadian moose, and we're going to go to Idaho for the Shiras moose that I actually filmed myself. 2 great adventure, 2 good moose hunts, part of your bucket list, I hope. Don't go away, it's exciting.
Bass Pro Shops and Alamocitos Ranch present Bob Folkrod's Hunting Adventures. Seven continents, 80 species, a 5-year quest in the making. High adventure, dangerous game. Real-world training tips. This is Bob Folkrod's Hunting Adventures.
Man, we got in yesterday. It was great weather, you know. And Diane and John picked us up. John had actually did some cooking for us last year in camp on my bighorn sheep hunt. So he's going to go back in, cook for us again. Well, we have been traveling for 2.5 hours. We have about a half hour to go. How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you, Bob?
Good.
Nice to see you again.
As soon as we were able to walk, Dad used to take us out hunting all the time. It was something that we did continuously all the time. That's what kept our family together, was hunting. You know, friends, everything. It was all basically centered around the hunting season or things to do with the outdoors.
How are you? I'm Bob.
Remember Bob?
All I can say is it's a good thing I got my Gore-Tex. I ain't gonna make me sit in this cold bench.
You are 1.5 inches to the right, Bob, and 1/2 inch low.
So I'm to the right.
You're to the right, so you need to go to the left. Okay, you are 1 inch to the right and 1/2 inch high. It's just about on the X. Height looks really good. We'll have to reset your windage and then everything should be good for us, I hope.
This week's training tip is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition.
I don't know which one of my horses. Always have to have a conversation with him.
This particular hunt here, we're set up what we would call a spike camp. For most of our hunts in the earlier part of the year, we have a main camp halfway in between the cabins and the spike camps where we stage all our horses out of. But this particular spot right here, you know, we're 20 miles into the mountain from the trailhead. So it was a 5-hour ride for us to get into here. A little better than 5, just about 6 hours by the time we get into the camp and everything unpacked and that kind of stuff. So it puts us right back into the heart of some real good hunting country here. Well, Bob, we made it to camp here just before dark tonight and give us some time to get everything in our tents and set up for the morning hunt.
Pretty scenery, isn't it?
That's the Hog Creek Basin, and we're gonna go in there and get the Hog Creek hog.
There you go. Sounds like a plan. You know, when I'm hunting, you know, mostly weekly, you know, you can't pay attention to the full moon. You know, we walked in here and it is absolutely full. You know, when it's full like that, it's going to shut Mother Nature down. It's going to shut the movement down because those animals are basically going to feed all night long, and that's what we ran into. We wasn't seeing hardly anything. We got up on top of the hill and we'd glassing down in the valleys trying to find these moose, and we'd see them just at the time you might get daylight enough to be able to hunt them, and they'd be back in the bush again.
We've been laying up here in this snowdrift here for a while, and I think we should just ought to pull back down here towards the horses, and we'll build ourselves a pot of coffee, get something warm to drink, and then we'll move over to the next ridge, sit up there, and we'll spend the rest of the afternoon glassing that basin there.
Yeah, that moon just went down. They ought to be at least standing up and stretching, looking around for a little bit, you know?
Yeah, just, you know, the snow is only a day old, and the animals haven't really moved after that storm yet. And this afternoon, I think we should start seeing some activity with the animals moving.
Yeah, that coffee sounds good.
Okay, let's go have one.
Spoil me.
This year, the weather is really unseasonably warm. For the mule deer, that really doesn't matter. They're getting into the pre-rut stage. You know what I mean? The deer are going to start moving. But for the moose, they're all haired up already for the winter time. So they start to heat up as soon as the sun starts coming up. So they move back into the timber. They're not out into the open as much. Most of the cows are bred. So the bulls are just hanging around the last few remaining cows. And if they're with a cow, they're fairly tough to call away. We've had some great weather the last few days here. The wind's been starting to pick up, and you know, it doesn't last like that forever in the mountains.
What do? You hunt hard. You know, you spend all day glassing, you're looking, keeping your morale high, eating good food, you know, enjoying the camp atmosphere, enjoying one another's company, because you know every day that moon got less and less, and we kept seeing more and more game.
We've chosen this area to hunt in because it offers us the opportunity for us to experience hunting at its purest form. It's everything. It's the trees, it's the lifestyle, it's the cooking on the wood stove, the splitting the wood, you know what I mean? It's the burning your muscles and your lungs when you're working hard to get up the hill, you know, not getting on your quad to drive across, you know what I mean? It's the physical labor that it takes to survive out here, you know what I mean? That we enjoy just as much as everything else.